Hey, that's Josh Dubow from AP. Just wondering, did you have a reaction to all the shot what the Lions did yesterday with canceling practice to talk about Jacob Blake? And has there been discussion among the players about maybe doing something unified as a team in response to that?
I think our team has done a great job, starting with Coach Gruden, on handling those situations. We had Zoom talk meetings together over the summer on the importance of it. Everyone sees the priority of it. I won't go into great detail. It's just sad and it's a tragedy of what's going on and what's happening right now. Prayers to those people who are affected by it. We all are affected by it in a sense. I think the greatest thing is unity and come together and continue having those conversations on ways to help.
Zay, Anthony from the Fresno Bee. You and others have worked out with Derek in the offseason at the park. How important was it for you to be out there with him, and how much has he helped you since you joining the Raiders last season?
It was really critical for myself. I wanted to get to Vegas as soon as possible. Um, just commit to making this a home for myself and establishing that relationship, especially with DC. It was difficult last year transitioning into a team, not really knowing everybody. Those conversations that you would usually have in the off season didn't take place for me. So I was kind of playing catch up with the team all last year. But this summer was very important for me, just to get around the guys, especially get around him, understand his language, the way he talks, just build a genuine relationship with him, even outside of football, because the football stuff is going to take care of itself. So just building a bond and a relationship with those guys and enjoying them and getting to know them, because those essentially are guys you're going into battle with during the season. So that was just really important and crucial for us to get that down.
Hey, Zay, Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press in Las Vegas. I was going to ask something similar to that in terms of getting grounded here in Las Vegas. I know you're very close with your family and I believe your brother. Just off the field and becoming a part of this community, did that help settle you in terms of becoming grounded mentally to prepare for the pressure of going into training camp with everything that's going on, the receiver depth? Did a lot of the things outside of football in terms of family and getting a home and getting settled with community, did all that help?
Yeah, I think just being with the guys and being around them and having an understanding for who they are, not only as just football players, but as people, gives me a better understanding of what I'm going into. Like getting that relationship with Alec Engel, getting that relationship with Nelly, with DC, with Carrier, with Foster. These guys who committed in the off season to come here early to put the groundwork in, and maybe guys that I really wouldn't have relationships with, that like some of the O-line guys that now I get to talk to. And just really just gelling and meshing with them, getting to know their families, getting to know their history, and having that camaraderie, it really does translate onto the football field. So now we're not just playing as individuals or playing for ourselves, we're playing for each other, because I know what Alex putting on the line. I know what Josh is putting on the line. I know what DC has gone through, and I want to win for him. And I want to put him in the best position to win a championship for all my guys. That's why we're here. That's why we're all here. During the summer, we put a lot of work in, and it has to translate. I know that guys wake up every day here, and we don't wake up to come in second place in the division or to be 7-9. We come here to win championships. That's what we want to do, and I really believe that we have a strong core of guys that are leading the way.
Hi, Zay. Levi Damien from USA Today. Mike Mayock just said that he sees a huge difference in you on the field. I imagine you probably can feel that difference, but I wanted to, you to elaborate a little more on exactly how you see the difference playing out with you in practice.
Yeah, I think just more time with DC, just getting that timing down and everything. But more importantly, I cut a little bit of weight. I want to be more fluid, more faster. Quickness was a main focal point for me this off season. Just the route running. When you come into the middle of a season and you're trying to learn someone's playbook, there's small details that you may miss. It just naturally, because it's just so much. There's a lot of language, there's a lot of verbiage that goes into it. So it being my second year essentially with the playbook, just understanding that what's all going to go into it. Now I can be versatile. Now I can move inside. Now I can move outside. I can go X. I can go Z. and I can really understand the language of everything, get these details down. So now when I'm going into the summer, I can practice these routes at full speed without hesitation because I know what I'm doing. Now I can put my own flavor on things. Now I can add a little bit to the route. DC sees the way that I run a route, and he understands, okay, I'm going to have this break point, or these are my mechanics, this is my speed, this is what I'm doing. So I think just with time, it naturally just developed. I feel more confident. I think this is one of the most confident times that I've had in the NFL, and I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun playing with these guys. Everyone's committed. Everyone's all hands on deck, and it's just been an exciting time.
Hey, Zay, Paul Gutierrez here from ESPN. Speaking of putting your own flavor on things, how many times have the guys in the locker room asked you to do the levitation act, and exactly how in the world do you do it?
That's funny. Some guys, I think Foster the other day was like, dang, bro, I didn't even see you get up or something like that. But no one, like, asked me to do it. And I don't know. It's something I've been doing since high school, and it just kind of caught on. It's been fun.
Zay, Adam Hill from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Just how do you assess kind of where the receiver group is as a whole right now? And obviously brought in some talent, you brought in some new guys. Where is that group, and how are you guys developing together?
Could you repeat the first question?
Yeah, just how do you kind of assess where the wide receiver group is right now, the guys you brought in, and where the competition level is for you guys?
Yeah, the competition level is high. Obviously a huge blow with what happened to Ty. Praying for a speedy recovery for him. He's a guy that's resilient, so we know he'll be back on the field as soon as possible, or as soon as the training staff allows him to be. But I love this group. I think this group is very diverse, guys that bring a lot to the table. With our rookies especially, those guys have done a phenomenal job of retaining information and understanding the playbook and making it a part of their craft. But we got guys that can do a lot of things, and I'm excited for it. There's not a dull moment in the receiver room, especially in individual as well. Guys are competing, guys are making plays, guys are making crazy grabs, and it's encouraging to see, and it motivates myself to be better and to be a leader for this group. I think I'm one of the guys that has one of the most experience in our room alongside Ty and Nelly. So just bringing that experience to the group and just trying to be a leader for those guys the best way I can. But it's been fun. I really enjoy playing with these guys.
We'll do two more, guys.
Hey, Zay, it's Chris Matthews with the CBS here in Las Vegas. Can you talk a little bit about the complicated Gruden offense and trying to grasp that and learn that for the new guys coming in, just how difficult that is? And if you've had conversations back and forth with some guys that are new, just how difficult it is to learn that offense.
Yeah, I mean, when you come out of college, typically you have a formation, maybe a one-worded code that tells you everything you're doing. And then when you come and play for someone like Coach Gruden with the brilliant football mind that he has, there's a lot of things that go into it, and it can be complex at times. So there's formations, there's shifts, there's changes, some verbiage, just a lot of words and keywords you got to look out for. So coming in as a rookie or someone who's seeing the playbook for the first time, it can be possibly overbearing. But once you get the flow of it and once you build that relationship, especially with your quarterback, and you start to understand the verbiage in it, things begin to slow down. And I think it has for me, and I can see it translating into our rookies as well, because they feel more comfortable just going out there and knowing the plays, knowing to line up, and knowing how to execute.
Reed from The Athletic. It looked like they had the defense backs wearing like boxing gloves or something like that.
Can you say that part again? You kind of cut out.
I'm saying during the red zone drills today, the defensive backs had on boxing gloves or some kind of gloves on their hands. They were perfectly normal. Is that something that's supposed to make it more difficult on you as receivers, or is it keeping them from, pass interfering?
I guess it could go both ways. I'm sure it's encouraging the DBs to utilize their feet more, to play with their feet, to establish good leverage and technique, and it keeps them from any sort of grabbing. So if in a game that they do get a little handsy, maybe it's not as bad because they're used to playing without their hands. I think that's the purpose of it for receivers. When they're throwing those reroutes and those jams and things like that, we got to get their hands down and be fast and be physical. So it can go both ways, but I think the coaches are doing a great job of finding challenging ways to push us and not make situations comfortable, to put us in situations, like the heat, long periods, giving us those breaks, but we got to be, fast coming back to practice and things like that. So the boxing gloves, I think, is just an added thing that possibly the coaching staff has talked about.
Okay, great. Thank you, everyone.
Appreciate it.